Curanderos of Guatemala, Traditional Medicine in Modern Times. Medicine among the ancient Maya of Guatemala is a complex balance of the heart, body, spirit, and shadow. The Maya's holistic approach to healing is rooted in the importance of balancing your physical being with your spirit and surrounding environment. They believed an imbalance led to unhappiness, psychological distress or spirit loss, and physical illness. The Maya medicine men of Guatemala are called Amen or shaman. These indigenous healers are gifted the ability to heal by Ajah, God. They're often visited by dreams and visions, which help guide them in healing their patients. Mayans cannot choose to become healers. They must experience a divine or supernatural calling. Candles, incense, and herbs are used during the ceremonies, which take place on holy ground in the forest, a cave, or next to a waterfall. In present-day Guatemala, this also includes churches. Prayers and incantations are believed to be vital in evoking the remedial plant's efficacy. The Amen are bound by these spiritual practices, as not conducting them in the proper manner can make the sufferer or even the healer gravely ill. Most of modern-day Spanish medicine was greatly influenced by ancient Mesopotamia, now modern-day Middle East. Around 1700 BCE, the ancient Egyptians began prescribing medicinal plants to help heal certain maladies, and this largely influenced Spanish healing. By the 15th century, the then reigning Catholic kingdom created the Proto-Medicado, which supervised and regulated the sanitary exercises and medical practices of healing professionals. During the Spanish Inquisition of the 16th and 17th centuries, Spanish conquistadors laid claim to the lands and people of Central and South America. Meanwhile, the indigenous healers were persecuted and killed, both in Spain as well as the lands they were conquering, as they were considered agents of the devil or witches. This was the beginning of the Great Witch Hunt, a period when Spanish belief in the inward battle between good and evil clashed with the healing practices of the native curers, who perceived illness and disease as the consequence of imbalance rather than the motivation of evil spirits. Ironically, the Spanish fear that the indigenous were speaking with maleficent spirits who could harm or cure eventually began to graft into the worldview of the Amen, even though this was a strange notion to the native healers. Since herbalism was acceptable to Spanish conquistadors, as it had long been part of their culture, this practice was allowed to stay. Curanderismo is a spiritual and medical practice formulated from the 500-year-old mixture of Spanish and native Mayan medical customs, Catholic religious beliefs, and herbalism. As in the healing practices of the Maya, curanderismo is holistic in nature. Unlike Western medicine, there is no separation made between the mind and the body. The curandero attempts to treat and heal the spiritual or psychological issues as well as physical symptoms. Before the healing rituals take place, curanderos dedicate time to a plática, a conversation with the sufferer. The plática provides a personal connection between the healer and patient. A person who practices herbalism is called a yerbero. Some examples of medicinal herbs used by the Maya of Guatemala include chamomile, aloe vera, eucalyptus, garlic, and echinacea. These herbal plants are prescribed as poultices, teas, tinctures, and baths. One can treat a variety of illnesses with herbs, and are the primary choice of many cultures around the world since they have fewer, more mild side effects than prescription drugs. Both the biomedical and indigenous healing arts of the Maya play an important role in Guatemala's medical practices. Biomedicine has many benefits, such as science, which has provided breakthroughs in the medical field. There are lower morbidity and mortality rates globally. Technology provides diagnostics, which helps identify illnesses sooner. This improves chances of treatment and recovery. Prescriptions include antibiotics for bacterial infections, medications such as insulin for life-threatening diseases, strong sedatives and painkillers, as well as medications for complications such as high blood pressure. Prescriptions have many side effects, but for some, they're a necessity and help improve quality of life. There's a vast wealth of knowledge that the modern healthcare world can glean from in the Mayan-Spanish blend of healing. Herbal remedies provide an economical method to treating illness with less side effects than prescriptions. The spiritual aspects promote a sense of community, as well as the impetus it provides the sufferer to engage in and pursue their own healing. Taking the time necessary to understand their patients in a holistic manner by spending time in Plática will help cultivate a relationship, creating confidence in the healer and the patient. Trust opens wide the doors that are often shut to Western medical practitioners. This alone makes these ancient traditions worth emulating.